Hey guys, it's Kat of the New York Naturalista, formerly the Naturalista Files. I hope everyone's doing well. It's January 7th, 2013. I'm just coming at you from my winter break and just making a video real quick. Um, excuse me. Um, Happy New Year. Happy 2013 to everyone. Um, I don't know what this video is about. It's not really about anything. It's just me saying hi. These are things I say to amuse myself all the time. You see, my hair is really short and it's growing. Maybe I'll put the light on. Okay, hold on. I don't know if that helps. I don't think it helped. But, how is everyone doing? I'm around. I'm on winter break from school and I go back in 12 or 13 days, which is exciting. I can't wait to go back to school. It's the best place for me to be. It's the only place I can be myself. And I'm just checking in. I've just been reading on break and visiting friends and like walking around the city sometimes and walking around the boroughs so I can see what I miss. And I'm so glad it's a new year. Like I know a lot of people make resolutions. I know a lot of people hate resolutions. But I feel like a resolution is something that I actually stick to for the most part. I used to make these lists every single end of year and beginning of year for my goals for the upcoming year. And then I'd look at them 12 months later and I'd see that I had accomplished a lot just by putting it out there into the atmosphere. I haven't done that like actually like on a list on a spreadsheet in maybe 3 or 4 years, but I've pretty much accomplished a lot of what I've wanted to do. So I think it's time for me to like resurrect that. So I'm not gonna make one of those videos like everyone else makes, like, oh, it's the new year, what are we gonna do? I'm not gonna do that. I'm just talking. I'm just wondering what you guys are doing and how you are, and I'm trying to think about how I can make more of a presence on YouTube, but I don't want to talk about the same things that everyone else talks about. Like, I'm not into that. I don't have a lot of time. My life as a student is my priority. It is the number one thing that matters to me in life is to do well in school so that it will allow me to go to grad school, get into like competitive programs and be, on the road to get a PhD. Like that is my work, that is my job. So a lot doesn't really fall into place outside of that. It's the thing that I'm obsessed with single-handedly. And I'm finding that, how should I say? I'm finding that there's a way in which I communicate with people that is not really human in a way. It's kind of like robotic a little bit. Like it's harder for me to communicate with people. It's harder for me to speak plainly. It's harder for me to speak. Um, it's just harder to connect because I'm finding that I can't connect with people unless they're students and like unless they have been through the rigorous like Ivy League level or almost Ivy League level school. And it's not anything where I'm like passing judgment. But it's harder for me because like that's where my life is right now, and I can't really relate. It's hard. It's so difficult to open myself up to any kind of opening, really. It's like if I could live in a book, I would live in a book. I know that's pretty pathetic and sad. But if I could live in a book, I'd live in a book. Um, it's my safe place. It's my safe space. It's like hard and fast facts. I can't be judged. there, and I don't know if there are any other academics that follow me, or intellectuals, or, like, I know a lot of people go to school because they have to go to school. Their parents, it's what's expected of them. For me, it's been a long and intense road to get to where I am right now. And I'm very grateful to be where I am right now. And there's a lot of hard work ahead of me. But it gives me like a high from being in the classroom. It gives me a high to write a 37-page paper. It gives me like the ultimate high. It makes me happy. I'm a bit of a crazy person, and I don't really like the word crazy, and I'm using it, but it makes me feel like there's no me unless I'm doing something academic. Like, that is who I am. And I mean, when I worked in the cosmetic industry and I worked for MAC and I was a leader there, that was what I was. Like, I took on that personality 150%. But there was always a part of me that felt like I didn't belong, and people always asked me, like, when was I going to go back to school? Like, they could tell that I was a thinker. And eventually I left, to go back to school. And I'm grateful that I did, but it's a little scary to be back in school full time as an adult. Like, as a non-traditional age student, it's a little weird. But I also feel like I can just attack anything or any theory or anything that I want to attack, because I'll just do what I want to do. Like, no one's going to stop me. I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm just going to say what I want to say. And I'm going to, like, look into theories and write about things and just tap into things that I know, and, like, find ways to debunk things or to, like, make them, like, amazing. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I just started reading Bell Hooks this week. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Bell Hooks, and she's written this amazing book of, like, essays and things on teaching. And I don't know. I mean, if this is boring you, shut it off. I'm sorry if it's boring you. It might be boring you. It very well could be. But I'm such, like, there are people that are foodies. I'm not a foodie. I'm a limited foodie. I like to look at pictures of food and imagine that I had time to make them. That I had time and the resources in which to make the food. But right now in my life, I'm living like a college student, like a traditional college student. So I'm a schoolie. Yeah, I'm a schoolie. Like, I love school. I love learning. I love being around other people, and we can just talk about things and just drink coffee all day. And I know it's kind of luxurious and it's not really what the real world looks like, but I don't want to go back to the real world. I worked in a corporate environment. I worked in the beauty industry, and I, like, drove myself crazy working so friggin' hard. I lost myself. And in school, I can be me. I can just be myself and be my ideas and what I think. I can just be that. So, like, school is for me. Like, it's the only way I can exist in the world. Which is a pretty dramatic thing to say. Like, I know that's a pretty dramatic thing to say. I don't really know what else I'm saying. I'm just blabbing. Blabbering? Blabbing. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just talking out of my ass, okay? Um, anyway, there's, like, a real disconnect, I feel like, when you get, like, thrown into the school environment. You get thrown in, and I go to a pretty unique school where we don't follow any traditional rules, and we make up our own. And I got one of my evaluations back today because we don't have a grading system. And, like, they give you a transcript unofficially with an unofficial grade. If you were to be graded, this is what your grade would be. And I got an A in one of my classes, and I'm really excited, but I still have to wait to find out what 2 other classes say. and I went to look at the unofficial grading transcript before I even looked at the evaluation that the professor wrote. And that's kind of bad, I guess. I should have looked at the like eval that the professor wrote, right? But I didn't. Like I was like, oh, I don't want to read all that. Just show me the letter, damn it. Because like in another at the end of the year, at the end of this year, I'm gonna be gearing up my list to apply to grad school. I already have a list of 25 schools and programs in particular on the spreadsheet that I've been working on for a little bit, you know? I'm already like on that grind. I need to be visiting schools. I need to be talking to people. I need to be going to info sessions. Like, anyway, I am obsessed with school. I'm obsessed with learning, and it's kind of making me a little bit of a robot, and I don't really know how to deal with people anymore and real people, like real life people that are not in school, which is a little bit tragic, but I'm hoping that I will regain some of my former skills with people. But it's definitely not a safe place. It's like school is all I'm about. Like that is my personality. And the harder I go, the harder I push, like the more like goals I chase, the more I will achieve, you know? And I have to go hard because I can't afford to pay for a PhD program. Like I can't afford to pay for grad school. I don't have that kind of income. So I need to do well right now so that I can have a school that will take me and accept me and pay for me, you know? And I'm looking at a lot of Ivy League schools right now. And if that's the goal, like I lived my life and I worked in corporate America and I worked in the beauty industry and I did a lot of things I wanted to do. The school was the thing that always fell second place because I had to do work, and work was the most important thing. And now I can put school as the most important thing, which is really closest to like who I am, you know? But I'm just kind of thinking out loud. I'm not really making any sense. I mean, if any of you are academics or intellectuals or in that space, drop a line. Let me know who you are. This channel will probably be taking more of that route. Just me like espousing all these crazy ideas and views on things in the academe and academia, whatever. Yeah, my hair is like growing back finally. It's like super curly and it's doing its thing. It's like down here. Wait, there we go. It's like, you know, I cut it several times this year and now it's growing back and it's super coily and super curly. Um excuse me, super coily and super curly. And I'm happy. Like I can't wait to have a big afro again, and I can't wait to have like, you know, a puff. Like I don't know that I'll be making hair videos again, but I'll probably talk about products and stuff. And my hair is just really, really super adventurous right now. Like it's super coily, and then it'll just like drop back to nothing. This is 13 and 48 minutes, 48 seconds of nonsense. If you're still watching, I applaud you. Had a pretty rough afternoon with my family. I went to visit and do some stuff, and you know, sometimes family can like pummel you with like questions, and it's hard sometimes to try to be an independent person and to get sucked back into like what you know, because like I'm fighting, like my two identities are fighting against like staying with what's expected versus like pushing the limits of what can be. Um anyway, I'm not really making any sense. I'm gonna go back to watching YouTube videos. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.